Well, after all that practice, I get a terrible qualifying time of like 2:05.023, which has me starting in 13th place, kind of middle of the grid, not really where I want to be, but yeah. So we're going to be cautious on this race because we don't have um, the greatest experience on this track yet. We're still new to the track, so let's see how it goes as the race gets started. My intention is to get a good launch and slide over to the right so I can take that inside turn there. You can see that as we come down, it's pretty wide, and I'm just going to ease myself in. I'm not too worried about position yet. This is a fairly technical track, especially the S's here, and I'm expecting that there's going to be some problems. So I'm going to just warm up the tires on the first lap, take it a little bit easy. If I get past, so be it. But I'm hoping to at least, do a little bit of passing early on, so we'll see what happens. There are some definitely faster drivers on the track. The people up near the front qualified in the 201s. So yeah, we're going to see what we can do. Making our way through the S's, we then come into turn 9, which is a hard right and then a harder right again. This guy in front of me brakes significantly early. Not a problem. He's trying to avoid hitting the guys in front of me. But now we come into the hairpin, passing under the track before, into the hairpin. Again, I tap this guy, get a 4X because I tapped him. One driver off to the left, so I make up his pace. Now I'm in spot 11. I do feel like I'm faster than Jacob in front of me, so I'm feeling like, okay, at some point I'm going to be able to hopefully pass him. Again, you just saw me tap the back of him. Another car goes off there, moving me up into 10th place. I'm kind of taking it easy again. Tires are not quite warmed up yet, and it seems like everybody else is too. So I'm in 10th place. And the other interesting thing about Suzuka is this is a very, very difficult track to pass on. Let's take that just a little bit wide, begin my braking here. I'm hoping that later on, and again, tap the back of him. I think the first one I didn't get any points. That one I caused a little bit of damage and I get 4 points. So safety rating 4X so far. But as I was saying, like, this is a very difficult track to pass on. There's a few opportunities and a few places where you can do it, but it's difficult. We see another driver go off there. He appears to be joining safely. I move up to 9th place. Still maintaining my position.
What are you doing, dude?
Not trying to push it too hard. The tires are still a little on the cool side, but they should be warmed up by the end of this lap, where I'll really start to push. Again, you can see I feel like I'm a little bit faster in 23 here, and I should be able to overtake him at some point. After having not driven for a week because I've been on vacation and just having minimal practice, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I don't want to get too invested in it. Accidentally downshift to first there, slowing me down, which lets Jacob get a little bit of a distance on me. Hoping to take him on the inside here. Can't quite make that happen, but I am right on his tail again. Again, my point is, not a lot of easy places to pass here, so I'm trying to maybe pressure him a little bit to get him thinking that I'm going to make some kind of move. This is actually one of the most difficult parts of the course, these turns. Like, you feel like you should be able to do them a bit faster than you do, but man, the car is on the edge of adhesion there. So I'm in 8th place, heading down the back straightaway here towards the start-finish line in just a moment. Short tap into 5th gear, swing here, swing a little wider. You can see the curb there kind of grab the car. All right, Jacob about 0.6 ahead of me.
Bro, you're targeting reported for this.
This is where I'm thinking I'm going to be able to push. So I'm anticipating pushing kind of hard here, but I've got a car on my right. He is a bit faster than me, so I'm going to go ahead and let him through. So I'm down in 10th place at the moment. Making my way through the S's. I'm going to give you an outside view here. You can see where I am. There's a car right behind me as well, adding pressure. But I'm trying to put pressure on the people in front of me. Now, with the speed that Artur Watanabe is driving in that Red Bull car, I'm thinking maybe he causes an accident in front of me and I can get away with it. But we'll see what happens. Moving down into turn 9. Up to the hairpin. You can see Watanabe's actually a lot faster than Jacob in front of him, too. So he's faster than me and faster than Jacob. But they're starting to pull away from me a little bit. All right. Into turn 13 and 14. Again, a trickier than it appears section of the track. Down the straightaway, I'm feeling pretty good about how I'm doing so far. Tenth from 13th is a pretty good gain for me, but I'd like to make a few more overtakes. Behind me is Kevin, who's pushing hard, but I'm feeling like I'm doing pretty well here. Got to catch up to Artur and Jacob up ahead of me. A couple drivers are in the pits, so we're passing them. Down into turn 1, turn 2, and I over accelerate and lose my position there. I'm going to safely join the track, so I'm going to let a lot of these cars go by, unfortunately, and it's painful to watch them, but I would rather do that safely and then get back on the track and try to make up some position. So now I find myself in 20th place from 10th, not where I wanted to be. Telling myself, settle in, Carl. You just hit that bump a little harder than you meant to. Let the tires warm back up a little bit, then start pushing. There's probably going to be some incidents on the track that'll help me out. So let's just focus on our braking lines and our racing line and do what we can. Can't say I'm not disappointed, but you know, it could be worse. I first race back in quite a while. I'm feeling a little rusty, but boy, if I hadn't over rotated the car there, I'd have been doing pretty well. Just got a little too excited on the throttle there. But I'm hoping I can catch up to Kevin in front of me. He's about 3.9 seconds in front of me. So let's see what places I can make back at this point. I'm going to skip to the next lap. I'm in 19th place. So somebody has crashed out and wound up in the pits as a result of that. I'm going to skip forward one lap. I'm in 18th place. Another person has crashed out, and I've gained 2 positions from 20. So here we go into turn 1. I'm going to skip forward one more lap, and then we'll watch the rest of them. Lap 6, I'm still in 18th place. I've got Nick behind me in 19th, but he's way behind me. You see several drivers in the pits there. My intention is to at least finish the race. A DNF here would be terrible. Kevin in front of me is about 6.5 seconds in front of me, so quite a distance at this point. I'm just trying to make up time and not wreck the car. Just be consistent is what I'm telling myself. Again, don't have a lot of practice on the track, maybe 40 laps up to this point. Maybe more than that, maybe 45 at this point, which is not a lot for me. We're on lap 6 of 13. You see one driver's gone off there, giving me back a place, so I'm now in 17th. Another driver right there in front of me, Paul, has gone off the track, bringing him closer to me and allowing me to close the distance a little bit there to him. Again, this is hard. Brake down to third gear, hit the left curb there, hit the right curb, ease into this, but not too fast. As soon as I see that green patch there for the off-road, I start just pedal to the floor. Paul's about 3 seconds ahead of me now. I'm in 17th position. Good exit from here. Could have done it even a little faster. Should have done it a little faster. Bring Paul down to about 3 seconds still. Not taking this aggressive enough, but trying to be a little on the cautious side. I'm at 2.8 seconds to Paul. Cedric behind me is 3.5 seconds. Okay, we see Paul spin off there. I'm able to take advantage of that, move myself up to 16th place. So I've gained 4 positions just by people doing what I did, over-rotating the car, over-driving the car. Getting through these S's, I'm being a little cautious here. Not quite pushing the car on its limit. Just because I want to get a feel for the track again, and the fact that you burn through tires pretty quick here. So, all right. In front of me, Kevin Barrington, 7.5 seconds, 7.3 seconds ahead of me. So quite a distance to go to him. Not sure if I'm going to be able to make up any places on lap 7 at this point. Kind of hoping for accidents. And there's one right there. He has gone off the road. I am able to get back on the road, open up as much a gap to him as possible before he gets back on the road. So I've got about 2.2, 2.3 seconds to the next driver. That moves me up into 15th position. Again, this isn't where I want to be, where I'm like counting on other drivers' mistakes to move me forward. But it's where we find ourselves at when, you know, as we came back onto the track in position 20. This is lap 7. Making our way down the straight. You can see me downshift into 5th right here, slide it to the right, hit the accelerator immediately. That's a good exit from that. Right down into 2nd gear. Take this a little more aggressively than I have been, trying to get some caught up to these guys in front of me. The guys in front of me at this point are all blue flagged, so I'm catching the back markers here. I'm going to have to make my way through them before I ever get to Kevin, who's 6.5 seconds ahead of me, with 6 laps to go in the race. So highly unlikely. I take this way too wide. Screw that turn up. Letting Julian catch up to me a little bit behind. You can see him back there trying to catch back up to me and regain the place he lost. And again, if he catches up to me, I'm going to honestly at this point not defend hard. I'm going to let him go. I am, again, first race on this track, new to it, just trying to figure it out. Take that a little too sharp, but still able to pull it off. Brake down into 2nd gear, 1st gear. Probably shifting into 1st gear a little too early there. Pretty good entry into turns 13 come up here as we exit turn 12 into 13. Got to hit that left side, hit that outside, cut in. As soon as you see that green, there it is, accelerate. Now I'm setting 2:04.86 at my last lap. Not sure what my fastest lap at this point is. A 2:04.18 is my fastest at the moment. I saw him practice earlier. If you watched my practice lap. I'm in the 203s, like the mid to low 203s at this point. So I should be going faster than this, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the nerve-wracking factor of it being a race or what, but yeah, I'm just not able to get it down into the 203s. That's a 204.9, again a little slow. Julian is right behind me. I see that he's closing on me. I want to maintain my place if I can. I mean, I'm only 15th, so I'm not going to fight it too hard. It's not like we're fighting for second or third place or even fifth, but I can see him closing up on me a little bit. 0.6. See him try to take the inside line there a little bit. That's not going to happen. I'm going to brake hard right. Another hard right. And you see he has closed the gap to half a second. 0.4. Here we go into the hairpin. And this is where I'm going to make a mistake. As we go into this hairpin, I swing a little wide. Oversteer, but I'm able to correct it, but that gives him the place. I make sure I swing to the left so he can get by safely. Almost lost the car there, but fortunately was able to correct it. Now I'm trying to catch back up to Julian. I'm 16th place. Take this a little too wide. I see Julian take it way too wide. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's going to make mistakes and I can get this spot back. This is not a place you want to pass unless you are coming out of that turn immediately. You do not want to try to make a pass in this turn right here. And that's going to be important later when you see what happens. Braking hard into the right turn. Julian takes that a bit better than me, gains about another 10th, 2/10 out of that. So I kind of blow that. I can see that group of people up ahead of me. So even though, you know, Julian and I are driving here, like, we're not terribly off the lead. Kevin's still 6.5 seconds ahead of me. You can see those folks up ahead. So, I mean, as long as I can keep them in sight, I feel like I'm still in this. Let's keep pushing. Interesting enough, at the front of the pack, the driver in first place has a 7.1 second lead over his next closest rival. So he is doing very well. Go figure, his name's Kodai Hamachi. Probably a Japanese driver, probably loves this track. Determined not to over rotate this time. Straighten out as we accelerate. There we go. Julian in front of me has now got a 2-second lead, so it looks like he's actually pulling away from me, which is a bit disappointing. I'm still in 16th place. We are on lap 10 of 13, heading towards the back straight here in just a moment. Take this a little too slow. Should be a little more aggressive. That gives Julian another 3/10. Behind me, we can see Cedric, who's 3.1 seconds behind me, so quite a distance behind me still. He was a driver who went off the road, and I gained a position from him. Still in this fight, though. Lap 11. 3 laps to go. What can we do? I know people at the front are pushing hard. Maybe somebody's going to make a mistake and take this a little too fast, but actually not as bad as I could have. That's probably more what I should be doing. Gain a couple tenths on Julian there. Boy, these S's are really a lot harder to drive than they look. Like, you screw up your entry into one, you have to kind of reset to do the rest of them, and it just destroys your lap. Julian 3 seconds ahead of me. See him making the turn there. That's a perfect exit right there out of that turn. Behind me, still a good distance. 3 seconds. In front of me, 3.6. So Julian's definitely passing away from me. There is a chance of rain on this track, so thank goodness. Thank goodness it's not raining. That would have been even more difficult. Take this terrible, terrible exit out of that. Slow me way down. Julian now almost 4 seconds ahead of me because of that screw up. However, suddenly I'm in 15th place, so somebody has had an accident up ahead. Good exit from here. I can see this group of cars up ahead of me. Really want to get caught up to them. You know, again, this is a bit of a learning race for me at this point. I'm in 15th position. My first race back. Let's settle into our groove. It did feel weird. I felt like I was shaking cobwebs off after not having driven for over a week. Except driving my minivan, which I actually own. All right. 3.4, Julian ahead of us. 3.8 right ahead of him. No blue markers. So even though I'm catching up to Julian, he and I are catching up to the group in front of us. I get wind of an accident ahead of me, I think, here. Not quite yet, but there is going to be one. Still on lap 12. See the group up ahead of me. I'm watching very closely. Hoping something's going to happen there that I can take advantage of. Excellent exit from that turn there. Going to be a little more aggressive here as we're trying to close that gap in the last turn if we can. Even though it seems like Julian is faster than me, I want to get caught up to the pack in case something happens. We are on the final lap at this point. Everybody's pushing hard and jockeying for positions. 2 drivers off the road right there. They're able to get back on before I catch up to them, but now I'm watching both Mohammed and Lucas in front of me battling hard. I'm in 15th place, so this is 14th and 13th in front of me. And I've got this feeling that Mohammed is just not going to give this up. As I'm watching this, I can see that he is desperate to pass, which seems silly to me, like desperate for 13th place at this point. It's like, let's bring the race home, guys. You know, you already had your accident. You screwed up just like I did. Let's make our way through it and be safe. He goes to the inside here. You see he tries to pull that off. Now I know more than ever. I'm like, he is going to try something stupid here. I can just feel it, just watching the way he's driving and how he's not willing to give up, which is fine. I'm not saying he should give up. I'm just saying, watch this. I swing a little wide there. I'm watching them carefully. I am now in 12th position, so something has happened. I'm being listed as 12th place, and here they go. What did I say about not trying to pass here? I see this. I nearly get involved, but I'm able to cut to the inside. Muhammad was a back marker even, so he shouldn't have been trying that. I don't understand what happened there. I'm still listed as 12th position as I cross the finish line. So I've crossed the finish line in 12th place, started in 13th. So I'm going to gain a little bit of iRating, but this is all purely because people have made mistakes. So not the way I really want to get my results, but I screwed up early on. I got nobody to blame but myself. So let's take a look at the results of this. Well, look at that. Safety rating. I gained 0.08. I gained 6 iRating. Not a tremendous amount, but you know what? Coming back, not a bad choice. I'm in the 7th split of 10 splits, so still towards the lower half, but I'm still working on getting to 2,000 iRating. So I'll just keep moseying on. So as we go down here, we can look. I started in 13th position. I ended in 12th. I gained over the course of that 4 incident points, so not too shabby. Could have been worse. That's why I gained the safety rating. But overall, not the worst way back. Not the worst way back. So that was the end of my first race at Suzuka in Season 2. So we'll see how the second race goes. By the way, this is the Porsche Cup Open, which is not my favorite. This is where people have different settings on their cars. So I prefer the Porsche Cup Fixed, where we're all driving the same. I don't have different settings on my car right here. So yeah. Next race I do will probably be fixed, if depending on the schedule. And we'll see how that goes. I've learned a lot this race. So yeah. In the meantime, you can click on any of these links here to see some of my other races.